Welcome back to episode 147 of the Compound Podcast, presented by Parce Rum. I love Parce. You love Parce. People are drinking Parce at spring training in the stands.
Interesting.
I've been getting a lot of Parce. But the other thing that I've been getting is a lot of did Zack fix his Wi-Fi? So I'd like to give the people an update. People have been like, Zack, get his Wi-Fi yet? Or they've actually been asking if Scott got, because we know it's Scott's fault that there isn't Wi-Fi. So
I was going to say that being put on my shoulders is just not fair.
It's mostly been Scott. It's mostly people have been saying, did Scott get the Wi-Fi fixed for Zack?
What I will say though, knowing Scott, is he's probably like can't sit still about it. He's like, they're still not here. I don't know how they're still not. Like, this is unbelievable. He's probably calling every day, like, what's going on? This is unbelievable.
You would have thought that like the worst thing ever happened to him today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Scott, it's all good, dude. It's all good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, man.
You're more just like, whatever, man. Like, what are you gonna do? And Scott's like, dude, no, like they gotta come. Like, this is unbelievable. That's why we love Scotty.
Yep. That's why he's a great roommate. Can I just give one show note for the people? Our trusted producer, Tom, is now being called Vacation Tom because he's going on vacation for definitely this week, maybe next week. After he hears this, he'll probably show up for next week. But Batty Mass is on the ones and twos producing for us. Thank you for filling in.
No problem. I just want to make sure I get this right. I believe Tom sits like this most of the time. So
yep. If you could just show from the shoulders up.
Right.
You got to doze off when we're in the middle of the conversation, and then we ask him if he's paying attention. He's like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
We have the start of spring training. I think we have a lot to talk about there. Can you guys give me one player, please? I'm asking for one player when you saw them in their new uniform freaked you out.
Zack, you go first.
I
saw the DeGrom one. DeGrom didn't look that weird because the Rangers are blue, the Mets are blue.
Yeah.
That one didn't really throw me.
I thought the same. I felt the same way about that.
Honestly, go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say Verlander throwing next to Scherzer again was kind of like, whoa.
Ex-Tigers.
Yeah, kind of like, hey, imagine if these guys threw 5-10 years ago together. That would have been crazy.
The Tigers pitching staff is like that joke, like the Thunder. Like, imagine if Russ and KD and Harden were ever on the same team. Like, they'd win for sure. It's like, imagine if you had that pitching staff of Scherzer, Verlander, Rick Porcello. There's another big one.
Yeah. There's
Fister,
two other big
I think
ones.
Fister was
Anibal
about good.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yep.
David Price.
Wild.
David Price is there too.
You guys got off topic there.
Sorry, did you have one in? I didn't really have one. I thought Hosmer looked kind of weird. I saw a picture of him and I was like, oh yeah, Hosmer's a Cub.
My biggest weird one is Xander Bogaerts on the podcast.
Yeah.
That is a weird one.
Xander Bogaerts, not that he doesn't look good wearing the brown with the yellow spikes. I think he looks great. I think it's a real good look on him, but haven't seen him in brown ever. Yep. Go ahead.
I got one. Sorry. I just thought of it. Trey Turner.
You know what I was going to say about Trey? I was going to say because he had worn red with the Nats.
But the tough one, the like big ones are like you said, Bogarts. Like when a guy's played for one team and then he all of a sudden switches and it's a different color. It's like, wait a second, that's not right. Willie looked really weird.
Really, Willie does look weird. That's a good one. Willie in red looks weird. I also thought Justin Turner a little strange.
Where's he?
He's with Boston after being in LA for so long. The one that actually did not look that weird to me was Carlos Rodon. Rodon?
Yeah,
Rodon.
Everyone looks good.
I get his name wrong every time. I know
Rodon.
It's Rodon, but I say Rodon too much.
I've always said Rodon.
But I get Rendon, Rodon. Because he wore the White Sox uni going into the pinstripes doesn't look that weird for me.
Yeah, because it's just different like colors, but it's the same like uni basically.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rendon, he's back, right? He's back and good, back and all ready to go.
I think so.
I believe so. Yeah. How's that lineup?
You always want to see, especially the Angels, do something with, you know how much longer Trout and Ohtani are going to be together. It'd be pretty cool if they, kind of, and it's such a tough division.
Ohtani's agent, I saw the other day, hinted at they might test free agency.
Whoa, for what, $800 million?
Yeah. Angels also big
what do you
pickup.
mean might test free agency?
No, he's not going to sign a deal before, you know what I mean? He's not going to sign an extension with the Angels right now.
Yeah,
basically.
no chance. He's going to go out and get $1 billion.
One thing you have to keep in mind, guys that come from Japan, like Seiya, they like certain cities. You know what I mean? No one is really no one's going to come from Japan and go play in Milwaukee. That's a culture shock. No offense to Milwaukee, but you know what I mean? They're going to go to LA, New York.
There hasn't been many Japanese or Korean players that have played in the Central.
Exactly. Seiya coming to Chicago was actually kind of and Chicago's a big city, obviously, but I feel like it's usually the coast. They like to stay on New York or LA, San Diego.
Is Seiya the biggest human of all time right now?
Seiya is 20 pounds heavier than he was when he left. He's 230 some pounds.
Zack sent a picture of him in our group, and I was like, oh my God.
Dude, he is massive. And I'll just tell a quick story. I was upstairs doing my stuff that I do in the morning, and I looked over at my phone, and Nico had texted me that Seiya was squatting 465 pounds.
You're like, hey man, long season. Let's take it easy.
I looked over and I was like, that's wow. He's strong right now. Strong like bull. He is massive. His upper body too is his chest and his back.
Wide body, dude.
Yeah. He put a lot of mass onto his legs too. He looks good.
That's your best friend, even though he doesn't text you back.
That is my best friend. He didn't text him back all off season, and we've addressed that. We talked about it. Okay, so he didn't look at his American phone,
which is fair.
At our American phone,
kind of show. It's kind of show.
Sounds like a lie. I mean, is he lying? Probably.
He went back to Japan, right, for the off season.
He was in Tokyo. Yeah.
How do Nico and Dansby look together? Just smooth as butter, or what?
Nico probably just still looks like an absolute specimen per usual.
Yep, he does. You know when you what you see on social media?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see, because the infielders and the outfielders don't see each other.
Yeah, that is true.
Haven't seen them.
You guys don't hit together though?
Won't see.
What? You're not practicing infield anymore?
I gave that up just recently. But we don't hit together. It's just like the outfield group, you hit with the outfield. We had to go. This isn't going to really resonate for that many fans, but we were hitting on field 6 in day 1 yesterday. So at our park,
on the backfields, how embarrassing.
At our park, it's
Are you fighting for a spot on the roster to hit on field 6?
They sent us over to 6. They sent us over to 6, and the infielders, they get to hang out on 1 and 2, being all cool and having a good time. The outfielders get relegated. They needed a golf cart to get over there. But yeah,
God forbid you walk 100 yards.
I mean,
what? Somebody to do? Walk? Yeah. So no, I haven't really seen the infielders. To answer your question about Dansby and Nico, have not seen them together.
Soon enough.
You want to hear, Ian? You want to hear something cool?
Yes.
First win of a game played at Sloan Park. Michigan State Spartans. They beat the Michigan Wolverines at Sloan last Friday.
Got him.
You went and watched, right? You threw out the first pitch.
What? They're playing conference games?
No, it was they just happened to both be in this same it was like the desert showdown or something.
Got it.
Sounds like bad scheduling.
Spartans took them down.
I actually was doing a cool golf thing that you guys will see on the television at some point around the old complex, and they ruined my filming. So
perfect.
When did they play? Friday or Saturday?
Friday night.
Yep, ruined it. Thanks.
Well, stinks. Had to go get a W. Sorry about it. Not everything's about you, Ian.
Yeah. Well, what else do you guys got on spring training? Come on. What we got? What we got?
Zach, how's Miggy looking?
It's kind of crazy. We were talking the other day during our physicals. We were just like, physicals always suck. They drag, take forever. And it's like, this is Miggy's probably, so this is his 21st year. He's probably he didn't spend much time in minor league camp. So this is probably his 23rd physical. And it's like, you know how many times he's done that? There's probably like, his foot tracks are probably worn out throughout that facility, just going to the same spot for the last 23 years.
Can I ask a quick question? Do they just like walk him to, he gets in the front of every line, right?
No, I don't think so. Like
you're telling me you're in front of Miggy getting like your arm checked.
No, yeah, you let him
hey,
go.
Hey man, hop in. Like,
I only saw him at one station. I think he he popped his head in and then he left. He's like, yeah, I think this line's too long. Like I'm gonna go ahead.
You're telling me there's not a trainer taking Miggy by the hand and walking him to the front of every line?
I mean, are they gonna make sure if Miggy doesn't want if Miggy doesn't want to do a physical, I don't think anyone's gonna make him do a physical.
And that's what and obviously like he's an older guy. Like when you're that age and you've played that long, it's probably like, hey man, what hurts? Everything hurts all the time.
Like
it never feels good.
I don't even think it's about that. I just want to make sure that he's the first in the line and like
he's not sitting behind
he's not
Joe
waiting.
Schmo.
We got to make sure that he gets his EKG. We got to make sure he gets his blood drawn. Let somebody hold the cup for him like peas. Let's make sure he's all
Zach
right.
held the cup for him. Zach shook him and held the cup.
Hey, funny story. Hey, I did take
whoa.
No.
You did.
I did take Miggy's money the other day. I might frame the bill that it was.
It was $1. What was it?
Yeah,
$100?
he's got
How many
ones.
dollars? What was
He's
the dollars?
holding ones.
No.
How many dollars?
No, it was $100. Yeah.
Yes.
So we were playing golf. Not Miggy and I. He bet on a particular person that they would beat me.
Who?
He wanted action.
Name the person.
Yeah, Brendan Davis. I hope he listens to this.
Come on.
And I don't know how he knew. As soon as he walked in the locker room, he walked over to me and gave me $100. And I was just like, I might frame this.
Does he know how good you are at golf though?
Yeah, like it's
like
always
why
a
did he
running
bet?
joke.
Like was he just fucking with you betting against you?
No, it's always a running joke, and he's just like, Jordan, I'm gonna fucking find somebody in here, and I'm gonna fucking take your money.
You think there's anyone in that clubhouse that can beat you? Be honest.
There's a catcher, Andrew Knapp. I think he's low. He's a low handicapper. We have this
lefty.
We were trying to figure that out. So somebody asked the other day. We had good golf chop today on stretch. We were chopping about the West Coast golf.
ZS59 loves nothing more than a good chop.
He chops.
Yeah, but that was like I said, I might save that bill and just be like, yeah, kids, this is Miguel Cabrera's $100 bill that he handed me. This is it, his final year.
Because I'm good at golf.
Yep. But yeah, it's crazy though. Like this is Miggy's, last hurrah, right? I mean, it's his last spring training.
I saw they put that out there. They're not shying away from it. This is it.
Yeah, I mean, he said it's his last year, and it's funny because he came out and say like I don't want any of the videos. I don't want games to be stopped. Like I just want to play. Like I don't want the whole tour. Like just want to win. Just want to play. If I'm hitting well,
but teams are going to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Is that like saying you're high maintenance, but you're like I'm not high maintenance, but you are high maintenance, or
no,
is that?
Because he hates.
I don't want. Don't do the video.
No,
I'd hate it. I'd hate it if you guys gave me gifts at every stadium I went to. Shoot.
No, because the other day we are in our meeting, like our team meeting, AJ addressed it and he's like, listen, Miggy, I know you hate when I bring you up in front of everybody. But he's like, I'm going to do it. Miggy, this is, if you want to make a special year for Miggy, it's just like play your ass off. That's all he wants. He doesn't want anything else. And I saw a snippet somewhere on Twitter. Like I said, it was just like, I don't want all of everything. I just want to win and, finish the year healthy and get hits. He said he had a funny comment. He was like, I've gotten enough gifts as in hits the last 21 years. Like they've given me enough hits.
Yeah. And I've said it before, but he's going to get that. He's a top 5 right-hand hitter of all time.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the best to ever play.
Literally.
He should get like tributes and stuff.
Yeah, he will.
Well, I mean, 100%.
It is funny though, Ian's. I hope that they don't do it. That would suck.
Oh
no.
You know what I always think is cool is the guys that get to go out to do the tribute for the guy.
Yeah.
Zach's gonna do it. I heard for their last home
Like
game.
Jay Hay went out and did the thing for Yachty
Mhm.
and Albert.
Guys that they've played against for fucking 15 years. Like
Yeah.
I bet if you guys like your last time at Cincy, I bet like Joey Votto goes out for Miggy. Stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Who would be the Cubs guy? Do you guys play each other this year?
Yeah. Everybody plays everybody now.
Probably. It kind of depends. I mean, Haas has the most service time.
Hendricks?
Yeah. I mean, Kyle's the longest tenured Cub. Haas has the most service time. Smiley's got a lot of service time. I'm trying to think if there's anybody that actually Tuck played with him for a minute.
Yeah.
I was
know?
I was in Chicago this past weekend, and it somehow came up about Hendricks, and it's just hilarious because everyone's like, is Hendricks like is he kind of a weird guy? I'm like, he's literally the nicest human you'll ever meet in your entire life.
Ever.
I said that guy will come up and remember your name, and you hadn't seen him since last spring training. I was like, how do you even know who I am?
The nicest human.
The
on
best
planet.
human. He's healthy, right? He's back and ready.
Well, before we talk about that, let me talk about something that Miggy should probably get into for his health, and maybe Kyle too. Athletic Greens.
Everyone should.
AG1, great for recovery before a workout or even after if you need a boost. I've had it at 8 p.m. AG1 is so much more than greens powder. It's all your key health products in one. athleticgreens.com/compound. Comprehensive solution is what you need for your supplement routine. Then Athletic Greens giving away free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. athleticgreens.com/compound. Do you guys want to say something nice about Athletic Greens?
Guess
I heard-
what the Tigers have in their cafeteria?
Are they force feeding
Athletic
you
Greens.
AG1?
Athletic Greens.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say Zach makes the boys take shots of AG1 before they take the field.
Yep. And you wonder why the boys are having a good spring.
athleticgreens.com/compound. Carl is he's good. He's progressing. I don't know if they've officially said yes or no to like when he's gonna if it's opening day, if it's not.
Who?
But he looks great. He's physically in great shape. I know he's been working on some as he's building up some velo stuff, and he's in great spirits and a great mood. And he's been playing. Don't tell anybody. He's been playing a tiny bit of golf.
Whoa.
Keep that on the hush hush.
Didn't he come out the one day and shoot? He hasn't played in like 2 years. Didn't he go out and shoot like a 75 or something?
Yes, and he just did. He just went. I don't know if we had somebody on the pod who said this, or I was talking. He just went out with somebody to Silverleaf, maybe Smiley, and like fired a 76 or 78 or something, just fresh out of bed.
Hasn't played, and he never plays. I've asked him about it. He's like,
Never
yeah,
plays.
I don't really
Never
like
plays.
playing
Yeah,
that much
I
anymore.
don't want to talk about it too much because maybe he'll stop playing. But like he's sneaky. He's played a couple times.
Yeah, you can't get it out there because then reporters
So-
ask him. He's like, I'm done.
No,
Time out.
no.
Have we ever had him on?
No.
No. Ian?
Imagine if somebody knew him.
Imagine if someone's been teammates with him for 4 years.
All right, fine.
Who is gonna?
I don't know why you guys are blaming me. You guys all know him.
If
Yeah,
he's-
let me
I
text
actually,
him.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
have
yeah.
his phone number. No big
Yeah,
deal.
that's right.
Whoops.
That's right.
Whoops. I'd probably text it right now, and he'd say, "Who is this?"
No, he's the nicest guy ever, and he'd say, "Hey Dakota, I'd love to come on your podcast."
Do you think Stroman gets opening day if Hendricks isn't ready? I'm trying to
Good
think who else
question.
would be.
Yeah.
I know that's a long way away, but
Say we're talking opening day, and
I know, I was just
four
thinking-
live at bats under my belt.
I was just thinking ahead, and I was like,
It's-
if it'd
it's
be
Stroman.
Hendricks if he's healthy, but
It's Stroman and Smiley,
who else did you guys sign? Did you sign
Tyon.
another? Oh, Tyon, that's right. Give Justin Steele opening day. Fire the
Justin-
people up. That's friend of the
Yeah,
pod.
I know. I
Justin
think
Steele.
Stroman's the guy. Yeah,
Nope,
Stroman's the guy.
Justin Steele. That's my vote. I'm gonna text Rossi. I don't have his number, but I'll get it from Ian, and I'm gonna say Steely opening day 7 shutty.
Hey Zach, did you go to Pebble Beach one time?
Yeah, I've been there. Oh yeah,
Oh,
right here.
You
That's
can't
it.
hide money. You can't hide
That's
money
it.
with that guy.
That's it.
Can I talk? Do you want to talk about live ABs? You have some live ABs under your belt? I would talk about live
Yeah.
ABs.
I've got 4.
Can I just talk about live ABs real quick?
I've seen Ian's real quick before you say. I think it was last year. I think it was last year, 2 years ago. Ian's like first couple live ABs. I feel like you take them real easy. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm like just like happy to put the ball in play. You mean?
That's like I'm saying. Like it's just kind of like man, swung and missed. Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you supposed to do? I haven't seen 95 in 4 months. Like
I'm telling you what, today on our field there were a few barrels, and then I look over to the other field, and every other swing it's just like pow, 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 pow. And I'm like, I had some good takes. Happy about that. Like what? What?
The toughest at bats probably for you guys are like the non-roster invite guys that are like out there like trying to prove themselves, so they're full go. Like the older guys like Stroman and them, they're just like feeling it out. But the young guys are like a Cam Sanders. Zach, could you imagine Cam Sanders in a live AB, like your first live AB?
Nope. I faced today 2 guys who were 94, 96. And the one guy has just like this very slow, methodical thing, and it's just like, oh, wow. And I fouled one off. I would have hit the guy on deck. Like my first swing I took, and I'm just like, listen, I'm sorry.
I ticked it.
Yeah. I was like, it's kind of almost on the barrel.
I was kind of close to that. That's pretty good.
Kind of almost. I had my first live ABs yesterday. Belly's been out here for a while. He's been swanging it, lives out here. He's seen a little bit of lives and whatever. But Belly hits 2 rockets, right? Like bang, bang, his first 2 at bats, and then he's like calls it, and like this guy's dialed. This guy's locked in. This guy's hitting lasers in the gap. This guy's finding barrels. I get up there. Samson's throwing the first one. I get up there, 6 pitches. I'm not swinging, right? Take. The fastballs look like 107, and like the ones that are like on the inner half look like they're going to hit me in the chest. And then that's his first inning. Little, this guy,
Brendan Little.
Lefty? Yeah,
that's a miserable. Oh, yeah, I guess you're a switch, but that's a miserable at bat for you. Power sinkers and hammer curveball.
Yeah, he comes in. He goes heater. I'm taking against this guy too, and the way I'm swinging against this guy. He goes heater, middle curveball. Those are 3 strikes, and then he throws and I was going to see like 5 or 6 pitches. Then he throws a spiked curveball at my front foot that I got out of the way of, and then I just took it. I was just like, that's enough. I'm good.
Okay, I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah, I'm not going to see any more of those pitches. Then I got Samson 2 more times, 2 broken bats, but both balls didn't play. Felt pretty good about that.
Whoa.
Felt pretty good about it. Yep, broke 2 of them. I brought 2 bats out, broke them both. That means it's time for me to leave.
Little is one of those guys that's not a fun like first couple live ABs because he's throwing 95-mile-an-hour power sinkers.
Well, I felt good about it today when I went and looked at the video because I just wanted to check the velo there. He was throwing 96 like and a half, like almost 97. Yeah. So I was like, all right, it felt that hard, but
so I was right. He does throw hard.
Confirmation. No, he throws hard.
Nothing worse as a hitter, like, oh man, that looks fast. And you look up and it's not as fast as you think.
It's like 92, 93.
And you're like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I don't want to see 95.
Yeah. I went and signed some stuff. So like there was kids on the fence, right? And one of the kids asked me for my bat. So I went and signed some stuff and gave the kid the bat. And one of the fans who maybe was an autograph seeker goes, man, 2 bats, you got to change bat companies. You might want to get some better wood. And I was like, all right, guy. All right. You come out here and you do this. I get bats. I get plenty of bats. Don't worry about my bats. All right.
I'm just trying to find a barrel, man. Come on.
Getting heckled by this. I'm signing autographs, getting heckled by this guy about my broken bats. Like, take it easy.
It's kind of funny though.
Maybe I can get a new bat company. All right.
Does Samson throw a cutter? I forget.
No, his 4's got a little bit of like cut ride to it.
He's got a good.
But he got me off the end of the bat with 2 changeups.
I was gonna say he has a really good changeup.
But you know what? Sometimes you got to break a few bats in spring. It's one of my favorite things to do. I see how many I can turn into firewood.
Ooh, have you talked to PCA yet?
Where his locker's right next to mine.
Oh,
that guy's gonna be good.
He's the man. He's nice, right? I told you he's the man.
Yeah, super nice. Super
He's
nice.
like he's 19 or 20, and I'm like,
I was
you
saying
have to.
he doesn't even have his driver's license, right?
Yeah, not allowed to drive. Has to get to the field by scooter. Yeah, he's right next to me, so we're getting some quality time. Nico on my left, of course. But yesterday was the first official day, right? So we go out and we do yesterday. We do some outfield drills, but those guys are hitting on a different field, so we kind of lost PCA and those guys to go hit on the other field. And then today we got a little bit of rain in Arizona, which means you just cancel everything. So we got a little bit of rain this morning, so we got kind of brought inside and didn't get to do that. I've kind of been running around too. I've been doing too much stuff. I've been at the field too long. Last week I was at the field way too long every day. Tell you that. And then too many other like
no such
things.
thing, right, Zach?
No, come on.
Yeah, I had a 12-hour day at the field last week,
How do you
which
expect
was
to
a mistake.
chop if you're not at the field?
Ian's also one of the first in the door, though. I will give him that. I remember he would be there. You get there super early, don't you, Ian?
Yeah, I'm a 6 a.m. guy.
That's what I mean. You're an early guy,
time
so
out.
that's why you're there so long.
He's an all-star and a Gold Glover. There's no way he's still getting there at 6 a.m. Come on.
I
That's
believe
my
it.
skit. I like that skit though. It's my skit because I can get in and I can do things when nobody's in there.
It's the
I
best.
agree.
That's the best
agree.
part about it is you have room to do all the shit like your stretch. I know you do like your routine upstairs and all that. Like having room to do that is way better than like, oh man, like Belly's over there. I got to wait for him to go and then I can go. Like,
Well, so last week I was doing I was getting in early at 6 and then I was leaving at like 7:30 to do some other stuff and then coming back, right?
Mhm.
And so I wouldn't be able to get usually I get my workout in at like 7:30 and then I can have the whole weight room to myself because nobody's in there. And so I was coming back and then I would hit or do whatever and then I would work out after at like noon or 11, which is really bad news for me because
it's packed
I'm like,
in there.
oh dude, I was like, there's just people, there's carnage, just people everywhere, just bodies everywhere. And I was like, God bless. Like, this is why it reinforced of why I get there early and do it.
I will tell you though, too, there's nothing worse than being like a non-big leaguer. And then the big leaguers are in there and you just feel like you're in the way no matter what you do. Like I remember being in there and I like see big leaguers in there. I'm like, I just shouldn't be in here right now. I'm just going to wait till they're done and I'll just go sit on my thumb.
There was one moment last week where I was working out and I was using one of the racks, right? We have the racks with the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the younger strength coaches brought over two of the younger players to do something on the same platform that I was using.
And you said,
like, you know how there's a little slant on the platform?
Yeah.
They wanted to do like single leg somethings on the slant.
And you said, this isn't how this works.
And I was like, there were two or three open platforms down the way, right? Just 2 feet that way.
Yeah.
I was like, you can clearly see that I'm doing exercises that involve this area, right?
Yeah.
I was using the oh fuck. You know it's like the home plate thing that you stick the bar into. What's that thing called?
Oh, the
Blanket on it.
where you do the
landmine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was using the landmine. So like the bar was moving around this area. And it was a moment where I was like, come on. You could see that there's other areas.
Did you say, do I need to go get my glove and show you the gold on it and say, hey, I get my own space?
No, I said, hey, maybe one of the other open ones that someone isn't working at.
Maybe you guys go to that one over there.
Yeah, maybe the other one.
Who's is Keegan still the big league strength coach?
Yeah, and Kloss.
Oh, that's fucking
Keegan and
sick.
Kloss. Epic duo.
Kloss is
Epic
Kloss is
duo.
my all-time favorite.
Kloss is great, dude.
He's a beauty.
He is. It is it was very, very awesome moment when he officially got the assistant job.
Have you he's the nicest guy, like the man. Have you seen the goat yet, Marty Peavy?
Of course. And one of the first times I saw him, and then one of the first times I actually heard him on the field, was yesterday. He was walking. I didn't see him, had no idea he was there, and I just heard Got to swang it.
You gotta swang it.
So
He
that's
has
my
so
guy.
many like indistinct sayings where you hear it and you're like, yep, there's Peeve.
That's it. That's Marty Peavy. Yeah. Yeah. Desi's back.
He's like a coordinator now, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah. You know, John Maley's a AAA hitting coach.
I did see that.
You ever worked with males, I guess, huh?
I was gonna
No,
say
I
you
just
gotta remind me who
remember.
that is.
I just remember you talking about him.
Who is that, Ian?
He was our big league hitting coach from 14 or 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
So I had him in the big leagues my first year. He's back with the Cubs.
Speaking of guys who you've had, Post, I don't even want to give him this credit, but like maybe one of my favorite coaches of all time. And
Please
I've
tell me
never
about
had him.
Post.
You
Come
don't
on.
want to hear. You don't want to give him that credit because you know he listens, so he's gonna hear it and he's gonna come up to you
That's
and
what
be
I'm
like, "Hey,
saying.
I heard
I know.
I'm one of your favorites."
But his family just got there, so he might not have time to listen. So this might be
Good.
good to sneak it in.
Good. Yeah. Sneak it in while he's not available.
But you know, like he's always been just like stuck in the cage. You know, as a hitting coach, if everybody doesn't know who he is, like as a hitting coach, especially in spring, you don't leave the cage or behind the turtle.
Or the whole
And like
season.
now, yeah, right. And now, like I see him walking between field to field, and I'm like, Post, we gonna do anything today or what? And he goes, hey man, I'm the manager. I'm just walking around, you know. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna go check on the outfielders. Oh, you know, I'm gonna go do this. And he was throwing BP the other day, and I was like, are you throwing BP? He's like, hey, I was the best four-seam flipper in all of baseball. It's only a matter of time, so I'm the best four-seam thrower in all of baseball. Just give me some time. All right, just give me some time. It'll happen.
Dude, that is
He
so
walks,
cool.
hang
that
on,
he's
and he
managing.
walks around with a fungo with old Jay Hayes like infield outfielding glove with gold on it.
That's sick. Dude,
Yeah.
I guess I hadn't really taken a minute to think about the fact that he's going to be managing and how different of an experience that'll be for him. But that is really, really cool.
He's the Toledo manager, Zach.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's funny because like him as a hitting coach, from what I've seen in spring trainings and just listened to like what people have said, he just seems more of like I don't want to say like confidence builder, but like, you know, like the difference between some hitting coaches, even pitching coaches are so like mechanical, like this, that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like you have to do this. Like he is just such like I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
Well,
like
he cares about the person. Just for context for the listener, this
Right.
is the former Cubs hitting coach. He was our hitting coach 19, 20, and 21. Before he was the Cubs big league hitting coach. He was with the Rangers for 2 years. Before that, he was the hitting coordinator for the minor leagues for the Cubs. So Zach and I both had him as a hitting coordinator when we were first drafted.
No, I didn't have.
No,
him as
you
a-
didn't. I guess
gonna say,
I
I don't
had
think
him
so.
my first year. My first year, I had him as the hitting coordinator, and then when he came back to the Cubs, Zach, you had him in camp, and
in
then
spring, yeah.
yeah, and both New York guys, so got close. And then we had him on the pod, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He says it all the time. He said Votto was the second best guest that we've had.
Yeah,
Behind
we
him.
had him. We had him on the pod, but he is an exceptional person. But what I was saying before I give context was there's a lot of coaches that get really mechanical. He is about figuring out who the human is and helping the person and figuring out what's making that person tick and how he can build confidence in that person and also letting them figure some things out on their own, which is kind of a lost art in the game, and really, really good at that. So I think that will serve him very well as a manager because he doesn't have to get into the nitty gritty of everyday mechanics with guys.
And one of the biggest things I feel like, especially for like coordinators or like assistant coaches, like a hitting coach like he was, wouldn't you say like you always have to be positive? Like a hitting, like you can never go in and like be negative with a hitter. Like how's that ever going to help them? And he's always such a positive guy. Anytime I saw him, I obviously didn't work with him, but I feel like that's one thing that you just have to always be happy, because you can't be like in a bad mood and then try to like help a guy with his swing. Like that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, and I think having a manager that always is bringing positive energy and lifting the group up and not being an energy suck is like such a massive advantage.
He strikes me as a guy that might just get tossed every now and then just to do it too. Like he's just gonna be like, you know what, guys,
Zach
fuck
and
it,
I
I'm
were
getting tossed
texting
today.
about this. We're like, you got to set the tone. I was like, I want a spring training ejection
From the
to set the
dugout.
tone for the year, and he said he's not doing it.
If you get thrown out as the AAA managers, aren't they in the big league spring the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what
If
I'm
he
saying.
gets tossed from there, you think Hinch loves it, or he's like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know. Ian, did he ever argue like as on the bench?
No, not really.
I don't see him as an arguer.
There was one year. I'm just going to tell a quick side story here. One year, this was 2018. Our assistant hitting coach at the time, Andy Haynes, who was
this is unbelievable.
We're in Colorado, and Chris Bryant gets hit in the neck, head, shoulder region, I believe. And it was not cool and it was not pretty, but Hainsey got a little aggressive in defending Chris and was like screaming from the bench, and the umpires were coming over to try to like calm everything down and figure out who needed to be warned. And what happened was, as they do, they warned both benches because they didn't want retaliation. Andy ends up throwing his coffee onto the field and like kind of just next to the umpire, but didn't hit him, and got a coffee tossing ejection. And he was out of there. That's the only time I've ever seen an assistant hitting coach get tossed. Maybe the only time I've ever seen a hitting coach get tossed.
That's great. Oh,
Pretty tough to get tossed from the dugout without like getting onto the field.
You would have to be screaming like F-bombs at him.
Profanities.
Yeah. Like
aggressive
screaming.
profanities.
Yeah. Because they let you get away. I will say umps can take a little bit. Like even like I bet in the big leagues even more. Like you could still swear a little bit to an ump. It just like there's certain terms you can't
triggers
use.
that you can't get too far into. Can we talk about something that's important to me?
I'd love to.
Hair loss.
That is important to you. I'm going to be honest.
42% of men experience moderate to extensive hair loss in their lifetime. And the sooner a person starts treatment for hair loss, the easier it is to keep the hair they have. Roman offers clinically proven medication to help treat hair loss, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. Research shows that 80% of men who use prescription hair loss treatment had no further hair loss for 2 years. I'm going to need to get on this so that I can have no further hair loss after 2 years. Free online visits. That's how you get started. You complete a free online visit. Then the U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. Roman then ships it directly to you in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. The whole process straightforward and discreet. I was just thinking about the discreet packaging for their other products, and they probably just use those for these products as well. 20% off your first order. Just go to row.co/JohnBoy today. That's row.co.
Yep. ro.co/JohnBoy for 20% off.
I added more hair.
I thought you were going to take that like a different direct, like you were just building up the sponsor, and then it was an actual like something that was important to you, and it just kind of threw me for a curveball there. But I like it.
Hair loss is important to me, man.
It is.
My hair looks pretty good today. I got good light coming in.
I already gave you a
Window
compliment.
here,
I said
and
it
my hair is looking pretty good.
Not as good as Zach. So Zach always keeps that thing tight.
Zach, when was the last time you got a haircut?
Before spring training. I'm actually thinking about getting one soon, but we'll see.
Do you have a barber, or do you have an Arizona barber you like to go to while you were out here?
He's so picky about his barbers.
I don't remember who it was.
It's my least favorite thing about you, Zach, is how picky you are about your barbers. That's a good thing. That's the least favorite thing.
That's rude.
But you
I
literally are like,
compliment.
dude, I can't. Like my guy's not here. I'm like, I mean, you could go anywhere, and it's not.
I like.
Hey. But he has had a couple bad ones.
Yeah, for my debut, it was the worst haircut of my life.
It was the funniest thing because you were so rattled about it. You weren't even nervous about hitting. You're like, oh my God, like I'm gonna have to keep my helmet on the whole time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, come on. I remember.
Why was it so bad? What happened?
It was like,
it
wasn't a fade at all.
No. So it was a guy on our team at the alt site, and he ended up being the barber for not personal, but like he would always cut our hair.
A personal barber?
No, come on. The guy who I trusted.
Flies him out. He flies them
Are
out.
we done? Are we done
All
or
right.
no?
Yes. Keep going with your story.
What do you pay him a cut?
200.
No, God, no. He was on our team, so like I would get it pretty frequently. But the first time, I think there was a little language, like I didn't really
Miscommunication.
explain.
Little miscommunication.
Yeah. Like English was his second language. I did not do a good enough job of explaining what I wanted, and I felt this side, it was great. And they went on this side and I could feel it just getting pushed up and up and up. And I was just like, this is not good. Like, this is my debut. All my friends are watching. And I remember going, and like when it was done, me, Jason Foley, and Jacob Robson went out to eat. And like, they're like, dude, they're like, why aren't you like off the walls right now? And I'm like, guys, this is the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. Like I'm a mess. I remember for the anthem, I was out there and I was like, I pray to God that they don't
camera on
show me. Yeah. And I remember I was on base in between innings. Like I got left on base. And I remember just like, oh my God, please just don't show me. And my friend actually sent a picture to me. Like he took a screenshot and he was like, what the fuck happened to your head?
Wasn't it like, it was like a high, like skin fade, not even skin, but
it's just, I kind of keep mine a little bit lower and like, it's a style. Like I just didn't want it, but it was like where they push it like all the way up. And I was just like, it's not
Ask you a couple questions about this.
Sure thing.
Did you get the haircut after you knew you were already debuting?
Yeah, duh.
Did you go to this guy for the first time?
Yes, but I've seen the work.
Was this the first haircut you got from this guy?
No, he was on our team. Like, he's a good barber, bro.
It was the first one he got from that guy.
Was this the first time he cut your hair?
Yes, it was my first time in Toledo too. I didn't have many options.
You're saying that you were gonna debut in the big leagues. You found out. They said, Zach, you're going to the big leagues. You said, awesome. You know what I want to do? I'm going to find one of my teammates who's never cut my hair before, and I'm going to see what he can do up here.
But I have seen the work that this guy had. And for the rest of that year, he cut my hair every single time.
Can I ask you another question? That was my other question. You're telling me this guy gave you a haircut that you were so embarrassed about. You didn't want to take your helmet off on a big league field.
And then
your next thing that you did was you said, try again, friend. I'd like a double dose of that.
All about second chances in this world, dude. If I never would have took that leap of faith to go back again, I would have been out of barber for the whole year. And
is he still with you guys?
No.
Did you talk to Hinch and be like, hey man, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I need him back.
This guy hit like 300 with 30 homers that year too.
Who was it?
Aderlin Rodriguez.
Oh, that's right. And he would hit like in the 7 hole when he'd play it. I'm like, this is the best hitter on their team, and he's in the bottom of the order.
Yes, dude. Yes.
No offense, Zach. Wait, can I ask another question about this guy?
Sure thing.
Did he give you a free cut the second time? Is that why you went back to him?
No, I just trusted the guy. It's a first baseman.
You paid him full price for both cuts.
Bro, it's not a full price. You pay what you want. He's cutting your hair. You take care of him.
Set cost? He doesn't have a set cost.
No, dude.
Now it's
hey, he's a first baseman. I take care of him. He takes care of me.
Some guys are paying him 20. Some guys are paying him 50.
Was Zach's money? He probably gave him 100.
Yeah,
Zach,
right.
What'd you give him, Zach? Come on.
50,
I don't remember.
I'm guessing 40 or 50, probably.
I don't remember.
Did you give him a little bit more once you got back from once you get big leagues?
No, when you got back, you're like, hey man, I'm gonna need 20 back. Like that. It was horrible.
Hey, listen, you fucked me up, bro.
Zach, when's your first game?
Saturday.
Me
Saturday,
too.
we are gonna
playing?
see the new rules. Yeah, I think I'm playing center field actually. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
You're playing center in the first game?
That's what AJ claims. We'll see. We will see.
If you need a few pointers on the pasture, let me know.
I will say the only beef I got with the Tigers is they love to like joke with you like that you're going to play outfield. And then all of a sudden they do stick you out there and like didn't let you practice at all beforehand. It's like, hey man, go get them.
Hey man,
that's my beef with the Go Tigers.
Listen, I've been taking a lot of ground balls at short. That's where I'm always placed on,
but you don't
schedule.
We know the hands aren't asleep. We don't need you practicing the infield.
But listen, fans are back. They're allowed to watch. You got to
put on a show for
people that you still got it.
They say, "Hey, wait, is that Javi?" No, that's number 59.
But I do some early work in the outfield, but it's so boring compared to infield work.
Oh yeah,
dude.
You don't have the
God.
attention span to be an outfielder. You were talking to me between every pitch when you played against
Dude,
us.
I was talking to somebody about outfield, and I was just it might have been Post, and he was just like, yeah, like outfield, you don't have to worry about so much like on defense, you have to worry about, obviously I'm not saying it's easy, it's not, but I'm like, listen, but like at shortstop, you have to be so nails with every like your thought process. There's no really time to worry about what you did the inning before. And everyone's like, yeah, like outfield, you kind of just, days off a little bit. And I'm like, oh no, there is a lot of thinking going on out there in the outfield in between pitches.
Trying to see how many things you can think about while you're out there.
Literally. Yeah.
But the outfield last year, we'd have no way he listens to this, so I'm going to say it anyway. Jackson Frazier would come out after he just got out his last at bat in between pitches. He's going through his stance out there in left field. I'm like, come on, man, lock in for me a little bit.
Is there anything worse than as a pitcher when you see a guy, you turn around and you see some guy just completely checked out, thinking about his swing? You're just like, God.
I'm like, hey, man, I might need you to catch a ball here. Like, help me out.
Or you like, yeah, you see one of the guys just like yard sale his shit on the bench after getting out, and he just like walks out to his position. You're like, that guy's not helping.
Well, that's why the best catchers are the ones that realize that if they go 0 for 4 but catch a shutout, like that's a win. You know what I mean? Like catchers can't. Like if you're a catcher, you can't take your bat behind the plate, or you're screwing over the whole team.
Yep.
My high school coach has a good story about that. He ended up being a first rounder at a high school or at a college. And he was really good in high school, obviously. And his uncle was the head coach of a high school team. He's like legendary where we're from. And again, like it's his uncle. So we treated him a little, not different, but like harsher. And he was doing that in between pitches. Like, like he's like, fuck, I got to figure something out. Calls time, brings the bat out to him. He's like, come on, you want to hit? Here you go. Come on, hit. While he's on defense. He's like, that's the last time I would ever do that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Because if you're a manager, you're like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you just did. Like, focus on defense right now.
It happened to me in A-ball. It happened to me in A-ball right after I got drafted.
Oh no.
You did it or someone else?
I was in South Bend and I was grinding on my swing, and I was just out in left field in between pitches, and I was thinking about something, and I was like, and I got back in the dugout, and our first base coach, infield coach at the time, was like, "Yo, this is
that shit out
baseball.
now.
Don't do that.
Can't happen."
Like, ooh, okay.
And and I bet you never ever did it again.
No, now when I do it, I just go. Just keep it real. I have my glove up, like I just think about that. I'm just swatting a fly out here. Don't worry about me. Zack, I don't know if you're trying to make Matty Mass's life really hard for the one time that he comes and fills in for us, but this video framing that you've done going vertical while we're all horizontal, you're gonna fuck it all up for everybody. You know that?
How's that?
Well, yeah. I mean, just the last 20 minutes that he's gonna have to clean up.
I mean, I can't.
No, dude, it's gonna look so good when they put it on YouTube, and it's two perfectly just normal frames, and you on your iPhone. Maybe it's just gonna stick you right in between us in a little narrow window.
I can't just let Matty Mass walk in here and take Tom's job.
You're right.
That's why you made it tough.
Fuck up the video for him.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you guys watch this after. Watch how I deal with that. You're gonna be asking for me. No more of this stuff.
Don't worry about
let's go.
I love that. Can we get into screen time for the people?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if everybody knows this, but screen time is presented by Sloan Valve. Sloan's the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. Companies at the forefront of green building movement and provides smart, sustainable, hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water efficient products, including flushometers. Who needs a flushometer? Raise your hand.
Boy, Matty, nice.
Yeah, faucets, sink systems, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. To learn more, visit Sloan.com. Tell me your screen times.
Spartans 1-0 at Sloan Park. No big deal.
Sloan Park. Hey, wait, just real quick. Saturday, first game at Sloan Park. Big deal.
Well, second game, first game.
If I lose
today,
today, I'm throwing an absolute shit fit.
no shit. You're at the field all day. It's 4:00 where you are. It's 7:00 here. You probably got
I'm just
home 20
stating
minutes ago.
facts. I'm just stating
It's going to
facts
be.
that if
I bet
lose,
you're
I'm gonna be
barely over an hour. You might not even be over an hour.
pissed. What? Go ahead.
4:36.
3:12.
I don't stand a chance in these. You guys are at the field. It's bullshit.
Maddie?
3:44.
Ooh, way better than Tom. You got Tom blown out.
Yeah, you crushed Tom. Are you on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Must be a lot of computer screen time. 2:14 for me. 2:14. Big day.
It's not even
That's
that
not
good.
even that impressive.
Oh my God.
What?
You're 3 hours behind us. Zach beats you 100%. Zach and Maddie below you. I even beat you probably. I give myself a win. You got last.
How are you trying to say that you won?
It's 4:00 where you are. It's 7:00 where we are.
It's 5:00 here. I'm only 2 hours behind you. It's 5:00, first of all. Okay.
I mine updated because of Zoom. I'm at 4 hours now.
I'll give you your first time just because. Well, no, it's on Scotty. That extra little time's on Scotty.
That's extra little times on Scott. We're gonna have to send. Do you think we should send these to Tom? Let's send them to Tom. Make him do it on vacation.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
That's your Sloan Screen Time presented by our friends at Sloan Valve. Come out to Sloan Park this weekend and hang out with the fellas. Anything else you guys would like to say before we let the people go?
Are you playing Saturday, Ian?
Yes, I'm gonna play in the Juego Saturday.
That's how you do it. That's how you lead by example. You say, you know what?
I'll be out there
one.
day one. You know what's an electric energy? An electric energy
Saturday at Sloan Park.
Is that first game at Sloan with 15,000 people that have been hungry for baseball for the last 5 months is an electric atmosphere. I was more nervous or have been more nervous for my first at bat since I debuted. I've been more nervous for my first at bat in spring training than most of my first at bats of the season. That's like been a legitimate thing.
I mean, Sloan literally it
Sloan's
sells out like every
week.
game. It's a Tuesday at 1:00 and it's packed.
Every single game.
It's insane.
The berm is full this Saturday. First game of spring training. We actually are gonna have nice weather. I say like we don't always have nice weather here, but it's actually kind of been a little not great.
It's sprinkled one day.
No, dude, but it's like, okay.
We got a snowstorm hitting West Michigan, 9 inches the next 24
hours.
Canada, tell me about your problems. Don't tell me about your problems.
You're in Canada. It's only it's gonna be in the 50s the next couple of days. So
you can't say I'm in Canada when I'm 2.5 hours from the city you play baseball in.
Which is basically Canada. Go across a lake, a
You're
body of water.
Losing
you're
your
in
Cubs
Canada.
fans.
I mean,
You're
Chicago is pretty close to Canada.
You're losing your fans, man. Chicago's going to turn on you. You're saying, you know what isn't Canada? New York Yankees trade me. That's what I'm hearing.
Is that what he said? I got cut up a little bit. I think I might have heard that.
That's what I heard.
Saturday in Scottsdale, 74 degrees, 15,000 people in Sloan. The berm's going to be packed. It's going to be electric.
Yeah, it's been some bad.
And
weather.
you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be
homers.
You're going to be practicing your swing in the
a couple times, and then maybe having a glass of Parce at
Nope.
night.
You know what you're going to do, Ian? You're going to have your 2 at bats, and you're going to stay and support your team the rest of the game, right?
Come, babe. Come, Cubbies. Go Tigers. All right. We'll see you next week. That's episode 147 of the Compound Podcast presented by Parce Rum.